Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Let's Design a Planet Coaster. My name is indeed Strict Toaster, and it just feels weird every time I say my name right after the word or the name Planet Coaster. It's just because it rhymes, it's so close to it, it just feels weird, and I don't think it will ever stop being weird. So I guess all that's left to do is actually start getting some work done and forget I just spent or wasted, like 20 seconds of your time into explaining that, the way I feel about the name. Anyways, let's get started right away. We're back on our Altos Paradise Park, where it's everything is looking pretty basic so far. There's quite a bit that needs to be done, quite a bit that I want to get done, and I just want to walk you through some of the things that I'm hoping to do for this episode and most likely the next couple episodes as well. First of all, from the get-go, I want to start putting down some flat rides and throughout this main path, just so that we can potentially start the simulation and get people to walk around our park. And the reason why I want to do that is because I want to start also adding lights. But if I want to add lights, I need the time to go into the night cycle, which means that I have to start a simulation, which means that people will be walking around our park, which means that we have to have rides and services to go along with it. So that's sort of what I'm aiming for. I'll try to do some detail building, probably in a time-lapse. I'm gonna also try to mix it up with not 100% time-lapse kinds of things. In the meantime, I'm just gonna start plopping down some rides, but yeah, I'm still trying to find, a good balance in this format so that it's not everything time-lapse, but I also don't spend hundreds of hours on camera designing little things. So I noticed, I did read your comments how I missed a design for the Whirly Rig in the previous episode. So thank you for pointing that out. I feel really, really dumb about it, but I guess the Rocktopus is now, this is the place for Rocktopus. I'm not going to change the signs. I think it looks cool that way anyways. And we're going to find a home for the Whirly Rig, which we can start off by doing it now, to be honest. So maybe we can put down the Whirly Rig somewhere around here. Just so you know, kind of my goal, like I said in the previous episode, I want to have this as a sort of a tiny main street and all the way go in here. So we're going to have this type of building kind of go along here and kind of wrap around this path, and maybe this path. And I want to leave a gap of grass around here just to put some flowers and not have everything be blocked. I feel like this paths are now a little bit too, you go into the park and now there's a big tower kind of in your face. So I might consider bringing this path a little bit over this side, but I don't know. We'll see how things turn out. I really don't want to move this whole building because it's going to take a while, but maybe we can move the paths, and that will be that. So, like I said, let's put down the Whirly Rig. I think this could be a good spot. And after an embarrassing number of minutes, I managed to get a simple T intersection here. Yes, I'm still struggling with how the path system works in this game. It's not very intuitive. It's really, really finicky, and I really hope that they fix it. But I'm not here to complain about that. I already complained quite a bit about it. So what I want to do next is put down a few more rides. Hopefully we can get the exit and entry points more efficiently. Let's see. I kind of want to change that to maybe have it come maybe this angle, just so that it follows this path, especially because we're going to have a building here, and I want this to go straight. And basically I want to have we're definitely going to have two grids because there's a diagonal here, but I think this would work better for what we're trying to do. So let's put another ride. Let's do something different actually for a second. So right here we have a bit of a dip in the ground. And I was thinking of putting the Wheel of Fortune, or the Ferris wheel, or the Star wheel in this case. And instead of just putting it on the ground, what I wanted to do, well, first of all, I wanted to align it as close as I can to the path in question. It's not perfectly aligned, but there we go. That's pretty much perfectly aligned. And I wanted to bring it right up against this this edge, but I'm going to bring this up by about this much and put it there. And what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to put a building around this, at least on the base around the around this ride, and I'm going to try to squeeze in a path underneath this. And I noticed that when you do that, the actual building, this pillars, this columns will actually make way for the path. So let me just try it real quick. But as you can see, the paths sort of disappear as I go through the building, which is kind of nifty. And hopefully the weight of the of the building will be distributed evenly, but that's not something that we should worry about. I'm not going to put the entrance and exit just yet. I want to get the building around it first, so that probably will be a task for a future episode, not this one. But let's continue and put down another ride. We can put maybe the Victory, this pirate ship. Can we fit it here? I think it's like huge for this spot. It's red, which means that it's no bueno. What about this little thing? We might have to get rid of some of these rocks or trees. Let's see. Is there something with a smaller footprint? Magic twirl. This is definitely not a smaller footprint. However, this area right here could be perfect for this. Let's give this a shot real quick. I think that will cover that area pretty well. So we're going to have pretty much rocks kind of keeping this thing in place. And then on the front, we can have some bushes or something like that kind of covering this imperfections on the edges. Let's put down an entrance, because I think that will be critical. We definitely want the entrances. I think we want the entrances right around here so that traffic coming from outside can have direct access. And we're going to place this exit strategically so that it flows kind of outside. I don't know if that will actually make sense once the full game is released, but I don't know. We want to push people to the back of the park, so where's hopefully the most exciting rides will live, you know, like a roller coaster or something like that. Yes, we're doing that. Which, by the way, we should enable roller coasters. I haven't done that yet, so we're going to type under construction. There we go. And now we have the coasters menu available. In case you didn't know, that's the little trick that you do to get the coasters available in the early access game. So let's see what's next. Let's put down one more ride, and I think we'll call it that. And we're going to start adding decorations and making everything be awesome. So we already have the Rocktopus, we have the Weirdly rig, and I kind of want to put the pirate ship somewhere about that high. That should be enough. And we're going to place the entrance probably right here, and we're going to place the exit right about there. That's a quick little exit. Unfortunately, I wanted a different texture for the ride, but it's okay. I think we can work this out later and get it to all the rides to match the flooring texture. I took the liberty of connecting the rest of the path to the rides that we just popped, except for the Victory. I wanted to try something different for this, and let me just show you exactly what I did here. It's nothing too fancy, and by the way, this is by no means final. There's probably going to be changes as we add the decorations and the buildings around these rides, but it's a simple little path connecting all the main roads, and same over here. Let me just show you. Simple little path. No, what do they call this? The queue segments or the queue paths. And I think it's working pretty well. Now for the Victory, what I wanted to do. Oh, and by the way, I also connected this path over here to this upper segment of the park, and I also created 2 branches, which I'm sure we're gonna fill with cool little park props and foliage and vegetation and things like that. Now, for the Victory, I wanted to do something different. And the reason why I wanted to do this on camera is because it will require creating paths. Paths. I feel like I can't say that word anymore. It's, just so you know, it's 1:15 a.m. at the time of this recording on a Thursday. I have to go to work tomorrow, so that's great. Yeah, sorry. What I wanted to do is create a path that is actually not going to be used. It's only for decoration purposes. I've seen this on Reddit. Can't remember who it was who did it, so I'm sorry if I'm stealing your idea and not giving you enough credit. But it was a cool idea. Someone was using this path as a river because the texture kind of looks like it. So let me just show you real quick. It's a very still river, but it works. It works quite well. And we want this to be kind of organic. It has a bit of an interesting shape. So I'm going to try to cover it with cues right away. Go down. There we go. Now we're going to start going up very gently. In fact, we're going to go flat for a few tiles and then up again. One. Right about there. I think it's fine. And now I think we can clear this this fake river. I guess everything at theme parks is fake, so it wouldn't surprise me. Now, will this hold the weight the way it is? We can put down some rocks if we're not 100% sure that that is the case. But we can bring this kind of like this. I guess this can fit on a different building, and we can have a bit of a bridge there. And now we can start going down, I think. Now, over here on this corner, I want to have something else just to kick it up a notch. Have a bit of a design, a tiny little cute little design, which I probably should have done some other way. Let's actually go by 5 meters wide or 3 meters. Yeah, that's where we're going. So this is what I want to do. I want to get this in place all the way over here, if I can get it to connect. All right, so that's our connection. Now I'm going to get rid of this 2 segments. I'm going to bring this down back to 2 meters and try to get this to connect that way. So it's a bit narrower. And what I'm thinking for this is grabbing one of these shipwreck pieces and pretty much covering the little corner here. The shadows are a little bit tricky, but I think this should do the trick. Let me exit out of it. Yeah, that is looking great. We can potentially repeat this in a few other places. Actually, let's take a look. What does this look like? If we squeeze this in somewhere around here, we can do something like that. That actually looks not so bad. It does resemble a water feature, so I'm gonna keep this. And the next thing I want to do is start focusing on shops, and that will be the last thing before we get into actual detail work. Now, coming back to the entrance of the park, what I want to do is start laying down the ground for the building that's going to wrap the whirly rig, or at least the entrance queue for the whirly rig. And hopefully this building not only will house this attraction entrance, but also will have some facilities. What I wanted to create, and I'm on the wrong menu, of course. Let me go to facilities. So we have 4 types of facilities at this point in time, and I wanted to have clusters of each 4 of them, or at least 3 of them, throughout the park. They're going to be repeating over and over again, with different architecture styles for sure, but that's sort of what I'm aiming for. So I'm going to hide this, and I'm going to start by cloning this tower, because I want to mirror this design over here, and then use this as a grid for everything else. So let me duplicate this over here, and rotate it in a way that it could potentially match this angle. So if we put this here, and then use the move tool, let me undo that. There we go. Can we, if we go into edit mode and by hitting control, can we move it? No, we cannot. I wanna try to position this and move it using my keys. There we go. That's much better. So if we put this down here, let's see how does this look. Okay, so there's a bit of an overlap here, which is good, which means that this wall will have to go, and then we're going to start going straight over here towards this path. And this wall will be extended towards here, and then we're going to have a little alley here. We're going to put some decorations and whatnot, and it's going to look amazing. So, and then over here, by the way, we're going to have toilets and maybe a shop, or we can have the shops on the other side. I'm not 100% sure how I want to do this, but I think this is a good start. So let me first start by getting rid of these excess panels that we're not going to need. Get rid of the beams, get rid of the roof decorations, get rid of everything pretty much. And also the floating window, because we're not going to need that. Get rid of all this pillars. This thing right here. Click done. Actually, yeah, we're done with that part. Or maybe not. Yeah, let's just continue the walls. I think that makes a little bit more sense. So we're going to go back to walls. Grab this stucco walls here. And actually, you know what? Immediately here, we can potentially consider adding one of the facilities. So let me go into that menu. And I think we're going to go with sandstone. Makes sense. Unfortunately, it's not wanting to snap to the road. That kind of snaps to the road, but it's a bit too... it's a bit too close to the edge. Really? You're not going to let me put this here? That's kind of unfortunate. Let me try that again. So if I put this here, that connects. What if I put this here? Actually, that kind of works too. Cool, so let's do that. Let's put the bathroom facing that way, or the toilet, and then wrap this up. In fact, can we go and just break this building a bit just to give it a bit more air? Will that work? Seems like we're off. The tiles are... The grid's a little bit off. Let me see if I can... I want to move this building just slightly. Which means that... Hopefully, if I go into edit mode again, I can position a wall. Oh, no, we're... that's what I wanted to avoid. Basically, our grid... I guess that actually kind of works. Man, I'm so confused right now. Let's do this. And that actually is starting to look quite nice, if I do say so myself. So what I want to do next is get a wall going in this direction. We might have to move the ticket entrance maybe one tile over, just so that we can render this properly. But overall, I think it's looking good. We have this bathroom over here. Let's continue adding some walls. Just to lay down the edges of this building as much as we can. Get that in there. Over here, we're just going to continue into that direction. So let's put down this panels. And we can try duplicating this thing. I'm not going to use the exact same building. I just want to have the orientation out of this building. So... But honestly, I don't think we need that. Let's just leave it there and worry about that in just a second. Let's start again from scratch. Put down this wall. I think this is pretty much aligned. So first of all, we're going to need to move this. Let's exit out of that. And we're going to go into the Whirly Rig. We're going to need to turn it off. And... let's grab the path tool, get rid of Q, if we can. There we go. And how do I get rid of ticket put entrance? There we go. That's how I get rid of it. But I guess we'd just do that. That seems about right. And we're going to want a quarter piece over here. So get rid of that. And rotate this wall. We're going to start creating less boxy buildings as we progress. The question is, how do we deal with this gap over here? We could indeed maybe extend the wall. If I go into edit mode, there we go. Just sort of extend this wall. Let's rotate it, stack it down, and then go it in. Fortunately, it will only let me go into a half a grid increment, which is a lot. And that means that this, looking at it from the inside, it just looks weird. And actually, I forgot to show you this. Let me hide this menu real quick. see if I can show you the inside of this building right here, because I did this in the previous episode, but I don't know if I ended up recording it. So as you can see, I took some time to design the inside of it. If I don't cleave through the walls, which I think it looks okay. It's not amazing by any means, and since this is going to be mostly indoors and not seen by most people, I didn't put that much attention to detail, but I wanted to at least make it look somewhat realistic. And I think I accomplished that to some extent. So yeah, I'm quite happy, and I'm hoping to do the same over here on this building. Now I am indeed going to jump into time-lapse mode. I'm going to start adding decorations, fixing the floor. But I promise that I'll get back before I finish it off and do a few more details on camera, just because you asked for it in the previous video. So yeah, let's cue up the music and get right to it. So there you have it. This is how the other half of this one building, because to me, in my mind, it's just one continuous building. And that's why I try to copy the design and the details as much as I could. It's still lacking a few little things here and there, like the flowers on these ledges, and just adding detail in general. But I think it looks quite all right. Here, I'm sure you saw during the time-lapse that I couldn't get these two walls to meet. And based on how big the grid is, even at the finest point using the quarter grid, it's still, it wasn't enough to get the wall to close and meet this other wall properly. So what I ended up doing is stacking these towers one on top of the other and creating some sort of like column or pillar or even chimney for that matter. That I think it looks okay. It kind of fits the theme. I also put down another one over on the top here that I thought would look nice. And then all that's left to do here is just add details on the inside and basically cover the roof, put down the air conditioning units. I have a few ideas on how to do that somewhat slightly different than that I did on this side. But I think overall, I think this whole construction is looking good. It's needing some obviously some decorations on the front of the building, of course. But I'm quite happy with the results so far. And well, oh, by the way, this is what the bathroom looked like. It's kind of hidden back here, but it's I think it looks good. It's not too bad. And yeah, of course, we need to add a ton of details to this, but I might do that in the next episode. Before I finish this one, I wanted to get a few other things done. I love how this turned out. I wanted to get some other types of decorations so that it doesn't seem like I'm always doing the same kind of design for every single episode. I want to keep it a little bit, different, and so that it's not super boring. And I wanted to start decorating this little courtyard here, which may or may not include a third building of this kind to house some shops. And the thing that I want to do first is maybe get the soundstone, which I think is sort of the same width as that one. Yeah, let's do angle snap. I really, really dislike that camera that moves the thing around. I stopped the game a couple times during the recording of this session, so that's why it always defaults to enable. But I think this looks okay. Let's grab some scenery tools. And actually, we need to put down a few of this over here. Rotate them again. Boom, there we go. That adds a touch of green. But I'm going to focus on nature for the time being. So I want to get some rocks here. There we go. Bushes everywhere. Let's do... Well, first of all, I want to get down to the actual facility. So I'm going to put this, and I'm going to base the building around this. So, hats... shop. I think I want rotation snap. There we go. That's not too bad. I think it can be better though. Might want to put this over on this side so that it doesn't look too heavy on. Yeah, let's put one right across the path. I guess I was gonna say the street. From that, let's rotate this. This is the Chief Burger place. So actually, let's put down the quarter walls, which are over here. Perfect. So that will give us a quarter grid instead of just the full width grid. But this is the problem that I was running into, the fact that I really can't position this anywhere that's 100% aligned. Okay, so I did that. I needed the Chief Burger now. Not sure we'll have enough room here for all of those things. But we can keep this as a tiny little building. Let's go edit this real quick. And I want to put down some walls just to see what we're working with here. So let's bring this one down. It might not be a terrible idea to connect this tube with some sort of bridge, like I did in my game discovery video. So I'm gonna work on that probably off camera. And I want this whole place to be a very natural kind of courtyard. So let's see if we can get some path to have like a cool design of some sort. Actually, yeah, this might not look nice. Paths are not really controllable. So what I'm gonna do is maybe get a big fountain. I definitely want to have some sort of decoration that kind of fits the theme. So let's see if this is what I'm looking for. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to rotate it. Is this too much? I actually kind of like it. I think it really, really fits the design. So for now, I'm going to keep it. Let's just make it a little rough around the edges by adding, well, not that. Puffish, pirate munitions, so much pirate stuff. I want to try to keep the pirate theme, or at least make this all these props look not so parody. Mostly because those are the only ones that we have, and I want to keep using them in other places too. So I'm gonna try to have some like rocks around here. Actually, this is not good because you are not going to be able to see the drink shop over here. So we need to mind those kinds of things to some extent, of course. But actually, you know what we should do? Let's grab the planter that we did before and try to replicate the same design, whether possible. Bring that there. And we might as well just put this one here too. And put one over there as well. hopefully this will serve as the base for our trees. So I think we need, the next one was the barrel planter. So we're going to duplicate that and bring it down. I guess it's inevitable to have a pirate looking theme out of this park, based on the very few props that we have. I'm going to do my best to at least get different architecture styles to the different buildings, but for the most part, yeah, it's going to be very piratey. But at the same time, we have very ocean or sea oriented rides over here, so it's not terribly bad. I think we're making good progress, and what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna do one more time lapse at the final details here, create this building, hopefully connect this to, and that way we can wrap this one up, and then in the next episode we're gonna start adding details over here by the by this ride in the back, and we'll talk about that later. But let me just cue up the music once again and see what we can come up with. I ended up spending a few more minutes off camera, just adding a few details here and there, but I couldn't be happier with the results. And this is sort of what it looks like. I think it turned out pretty great, and you might have noticed that this looks a little bit more modern compared to the building right next to it. What I wanted to do is try to start gradienting, if that's even a word, basically gradient into a different style of building towards the other side of the path, and go for a more modern look. So I do want these buildings to kind of have some distinct features and shift in architecture styles. So I think overall it's a kind of an interesting hybrid. I do like the Spanish villa kind of look on the first floor, but then this top floor with the massive cow signs, I think it looks pretty great too. Let me just show you on the inside how everything looks, because I did put some time into getting the details here too. So I want to try to rotate the camera as much as I can. I kind of left this as it was, just so that there's a bit of a window into the queue to the Weirdly rig. And I think it turned out pretty great. And over here, as you can see, we have the Hats Fantastic sign on this wooden bridge that I added some suspension ropes to it that I think brings everything closer together in a much more improved way. Now on the roof, I added a few different set of props. We have this skeleton just hanging here from the rope. I love this model, by the way. And I added some wooden structures just to make it look a bit more under construction. And as I was looking down through the broken ceiling over here, I kind of liked it this way with all the exposed beams. And I figured, hey, let's try that design over here. So this is sort of what I aim for. And I'm quite happy with how this turned out. In fact, if we go from the inside, let me see if I can position the camera. I'm getting used to getting this right. It does look kind of nice from the inside with the exposed beams and everything. So I think I want to keep this. Let me exit this building. There we go. And over here, let me actually go in right inside. Pretty much the same look. We have some props on the sides. I put down some signs on some of the walls just so that they look a little bit nicer. They add a pop of color. And with lanterns and everything, is going to look amazing at night. So that brings me to one last thing that I wanted to show you, and that is the Whirly rig. Now has a bit of a design around it. I did put some props and barrels. And I mixed up some of the modern style elements. Let me try to rotate the camera. There we go. I'm having the hardest time getting the camera to work. I know that I said that a million times during this episode, but it's true. So we have all these light fixtures, and we have this modern blue blocks that will help us transition from this like broken vintage kind of look into a more modern architecture style. So hopefully we can gradient towards this side, even though this pirate ship here will likely be kind of sharing some of the same aspects. I kind of want to try having mixed architectures throughout the park, so I will come back to this sort of style, mainly because that's most of the materials kind of look like that, but I think it's going to look great in the end, and I couldn't be happier with how this turned out so far. Now, before I call this episode done, I wanted to start the simulation because we do have, let's see, we have one ride, two rides. This one's closed. Let's just open it. There we go. We have this ride over there and this ride, which is closed, but we will open it. So hopefully this will allow some visitors to start coming into a park, and that way I can control the simulation speeds and start showing you how this park looks at night. So let's go ahead and let's just go full speed. We have our first batch of visitors. Right now, there's 120 people in the park. Can you believe that? Let's see what they do. They're just going straight for what exactly? Oh, they're going straight for this thing. Some people are coming into our courtyard area, which is really exciting too. I wonder if they will clip as they go through these this walls. It seems like they're not clipping. Everyone just wants to go directly to that ride. I guess it's way more fun than the Rocktopus and the Whirly rig. Oh, it's already started. It's fascinating. There's like one person riding it. This is the saddest thing ever. But it's fun. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, I think I couldn't be happier with how this started out. I did put quite the number of hours into getting this. And I mentioned this in the previous episode of City Skylines, which there's something that you should know. In the next couple of weeks, actually in May, I'll be out of town for a couple of weeks, which means that I will have to start pre-recording some of these videos ahead of time. And it's likely that from now on, the videos will be pre-recorded for about a month. In other words, if you put comments of things that you want me to do, I'm not going to be able to apply those until, mid-May, late of May. So just keep that in mind. I will still read everything that you guys post, but I'm not necessarily going to be able to apply it. And man, the nighttime is upon us. Wow, this is looking so great. I'm going to pause the game. Not pause the game, but like reduce the speed as we go into nighttime. I just want to see how everything looks with the lights. Man, this is so pretty. Our towers are like really, really bright. I like that at all. I like that at all. I like that a lot. Is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so one thing to notice. The park is really dark, so we definitely need some light fixtures. Definitely more like fixtures all over the place. I really like this white little lamp, so I want to put them all over the place. And in fact, let's just do that right now, real quick. Let's go to buildings, and I think it was under decorations. And if I'm not mistaken, it was this lamp. So let's just put them down, kind of like another one over there. Kind of like stars, you know. I do love the detail on the roof. I think that looks fantastic. Over here, it's insanely dark. Oh man, we definitely need to put some lights. But I think I'm gonna tackle that in the next episode because I feel like it's gonna be a long progress, and I'm already kind of running out of time. So if you enjoyed this episode, I highly encourage you to click the like button. And also, if you're new to my channel, please do not forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Like I said, in the next episode, we're going to be continuing the expansion towards the other rights, mixing up the different architecture styles. But for now, that's all I have to say. I want to thank you all for watching and really, really hope to see you in the next one.